Hey guys, and today we are playing Demonology. Most Demonology players trust the journal too much. Today I'm going to show you 10 things the journal doesn't tell you that will help you identify the ghost faster. Let's go in. There are 10 things that will help you identify the ghost faster and easier. I have almost everything unlocked so I can show you things. We are playing the Juniper map on a hard setting. So we have a summoning circle. If you have a photo camera, I would advise you just to take a picture of it. Boom. Now you already get money. So, the first tip is crosses are your lifeblood. You want to have crosses around the entire house. Make sure they are around the entire house. This will allow you to stay safe from the ghost hunts. You want to make sure you can take pictures of the crosses too for extra cash. Some things that help identify the ghost is salt. You want to try to find the ghost room. And when you do, place salt there. This will let you identify key characteristics. Another thing you can do is use a scanner. A scanner lets you see where the ghost is. It's right here in the kitchen. So I know it's in the kitchen. What that also tells me is it's not a Vex, because a Vex will not show red dots. Ever. You will never be able to see the Vex on the scanner. So now I know they're in the kitchen. So, some things I can do now is I could tell if it doesn't go through the salt, it's either a Skinwalker, Wraith, or it's a Vex. But I already know by knocking a Vex off, it's not a Vex. Why I know it's one of those three is because a Vex can go through walls. A Wraith does not make any footprints in salt. So when a ghost goes over it, it will not show a footprint. As you can see, it went through it. So we know it's not a Wraith. It still can be a Skinwalker. A Skinwalker can face other ghost abilities. Another key little tip is blacklighting. No matter what, when a ghost goes through salt, it will leave handprints. And if it doesn't, you can immediately write off handprints. It will always show you handprints, and if it doesn't, then you know it's not handprints. So now I know it's one of these things. I can start writing off some of these, like spirit. How I write them off is let's grab a lighter, and we know they're in the kitchen. See? Oh, they're not in the kitchen. So they left the kitchen. Another key thing is the specter. I already know it's not them because of handprints. But a specter will always stay in the same room until they hunt. They do not roam. So I can write off specter even though I already know it's not specter. I'm going to try to write off Skinwalker. So let's go try to find the ghost room. So I'm looking for the coldest temperature in the house. So 47 in here. Are they in here? No. So it's probably not this room. I got a 2 on the EMF. That doesn't really mean anything. Just because you get a 2 doesn't mean you're about to die. I have a 63 in here. So even though there's rolling things, that doesn't automatically mean the ghost is in here. So the ghost is not in there or the bathroom. Where else could they be? Well, maybe they're in here or maybe they're in here. Let's check. Okay, well, they're not in this main room. So where do you think they went? Well, let's go check again. There's no reason not to check multiple times. Just because you checked once and they're not in here doesn't mean they can't be in there again. Maybe they went back to the kitchen. You don't know. That's the thing. The ghosts will change rooms if you have um harder difficulties on. So you need to make sure you know where the ghost is. Another key thing is the Skinwalker. The Skinwalker will not be in their favorite room. They don't like to be in their favorite room. So, as you can see, it's starting to levitate some things. That's fine. That's a ghost event. A lot of the time, that will be one of your objectives. You want to complete your objectives that earn more cash. And in that case, that was one of my objectives, is that I have to witness a ghost event. A ghost event can be many, many, many things. And in that instance, it was raising objects up. So I still need to figure out what it is. Okay, so it burned across. So in that instance, it tried to kill me, but it didn't work because I had a cross down. So I can take a picture of the cross and it will give me another photo. Some other things you want to do are more evidence. You can grab your spirit book and your flower pot when you want to. I'm going to grab the spirit box because another tip on this list is if it hums, it's a siren. I already know it's not a siren, so I'm not looking for that. But we can still rule out spirit book. How you do that is you need to turn the lights off in the room you're in. And if you see this red light go on, it means the ghost will hear you. You need it to respond or by a blue ping to come up. This will also make the ghost angry, so be careful because it will make the ghost angry and it will start to try to hurt you. So I'm going to stop using it. And maybe I'm going to go try to look over here. So there's a 3 over here. Maybe it's over here. Let's see. So I'm waiting for my scanner to go on. And boom. It's not in here, it says. Okay, that's fine. I left the spirit box. Let's pick that up and go put it upside. Some other tasks I need to do is I still need to identify it. I need to get the shotgun and I need to do an energy drink, which means I need to shoot the ghost. I need to get to 0, which I'm at 23, and then I need to drink an energy drink. Those are not too hard, but we will do those later. First, let's try to find where it is. I still haven't directly found it for a while. What does that mean? It just means it's going, creepy mode. And it's just running away from me. Which isn't bad, but you want to try to find where it is. And I'm just going around seeing if there's freezing temps somewhere. Okay, well, there's in here. We don't have freezing temps. If you're American, okay, we have freezing temps in here. So the ghost might be in here. So I'm going to put freezing temps. For any Americans out there, obviously it's 32 and less. In Celsius, it's 0 or less. Under 0 for Celsius and Fahrenheit, it's under 32. So that's freezing. Okay, so it burned that cross over there. So I can go take a picture of that. And another thing is the ghost will also have a cooldown when they try to hunt. So they can't just hunt immediately. So I know they're in here. We have trees in. The flowers withered. So now we know it's the book. I might be pronouncing that wrong. I don't know. But you could see what they do. So now what we can do is we can try to do these challenges, or we could try to get some more photos. Some easy things you could do is take pictures. I'm going to take that out, and I am going to get the salt, the shotgun, and actually, let's don't get the salt. Let's go and get the photo camera, because we can take pictures about almost anything, like the weather flowers. That's a good thing we could take a picture of. And another thing you can is these. When it disturbs salt, you can take pictures of the salt. And you can also take pictures with the black light of footprints. So that's 4 more photos that you just got that give you around $20. So it's really good that you use those. Another thing you can do is you can try. Okay, so it's not in here anymore, but it did burn across. That doesn't mean it's in here, remember? Look, it's not in here. It doesn't have to be in the same room to burn the cross, so you're fine. I'm trying to look for it. Remember, I want to get my sanity down. It's at 11, and I want to shoot it. So what are 2 things I can do to complete 2 challenges in the same thing? A hunt. How I do that is, let's say I bring the lighter and I go and do this. This will cause a hunt. Now, it is going to try to kill you. You want to stay in the closet at this point. The shotgun, if you are able to shoot it like that, will stop the hunt. So that's already stopped. Now, I'm already at 0, and now I can just go get an energy drink, which sometimes they don't spawn, which is really sad in that case because you can't do the challenge unless you bought it. I don't usually like to buy it, so that's kind of my fault for that. And the 2 places they spawn is the bedroom or in here. As you can see, they are not in there, so we can't do that challenge, sadly. Obviously, if you have the energy drink, you're better. You have it, just, drink it. I have a setting on where I can't see my energy. It randomly just puts an energy, so I never know my energy. So that's why I buy an energy watch. This allows me to know what my energy is at. Then, when it's at 0, you would drink the energy drink and you would go. Make sure you have highlighted this. Even if you have all your evidence and everything not selected, you have to highlight it or it will not select it. You could go and get some more photos, but there's nothing really less to do for the photos. All you have to do is just get some salts, some handprints, and that's basically it for that. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to look, I have my things down, I'm going to finish the job. That makes me now finish the job. I earned $532, so I got money. You could see everything that you did. All the salt, all the disturbed, all the cursed objects, all the completed challenges you did. You could see they were the Dubuque, they were a female, age 39, and the office. Because remember, it can change rooms. So it was in the kitchen. Then it decided it wanted to go to the bedroom. Then at the end, it went to the office. That's a quick round. It took around 15 minutes, and I got $500. You need to make more of your games like that. If you can do that, you will become an expert in demonology, and I'll see you guys next time. Hope you enjoyed.